You know, I almost have no idea what I'm even gonna try to do right now, but this might be fun. So, recently there was this one comment on my uh, reaction remake part 1 and also continuation part 2, which was asking or was very curious about my different AUs of my character. And I felt like, I could just do this. And this is not scripted at all. I am not a professional, like I've said before. Uh, but yeah, I feel like this could be a bit fun. I'm a bit tired right now, so I apologize. But that just might make this a bit more, I don't know, something. Anyway, so firstly, there's just the main one, my actual Rose, which has to deal with Chaos, who's essentially just like Sonic and Fleetway, but just Rose and Chaos. Uh, and yeah, those are the really main ones during the first two songs, and also in So Cool. And it only really starts to change after Granddad, because I felt that it'd be fun to have like that one time where Granddad makes the old gang turn into their like older selves, aka Sonic turns into classic Sonic, and Mario and Rose turn into the a Flintstone reference. This a small little callback to old stuff. But then I just decided, yeah, I just said, you know what? Why not just have it that that transition ended up making Rose go through the absolute multiverse? As someone else said in the comments as well, you've created the Roseverse, which made me laugh. I looked at I read the comment and I was like, well, yeah, I guess I did. And then we reach Samari, which basically, yes, it's like my character is like with Samari and the others, where we are basically just merged with other with Sonic characters. So yeah, Mario is Sonic. Uh, my character is just a random dog. I think couldn't really think of anyone to replace her with. Hmm. But I also, and then we move on to the more sad and bad stuff. We move on to the beta, uh, Luigi's Mansion Universe, which, if you don't know, Luigi sets out into Luigi's Mansion, but he fails to save Mario in time and just becomes an absolute depressed mess. And yeah, he was outside of he was outside of the he, so he used to like he always like used to blame himself for uh Mario's disappearance and stuff like that. He Luigi used Beta Luigi used to blame himself for that. Um, but Rose, being their sister, actually uh before this all happened, Luigi told her, uh oh, I'm gonna go check in with or like I'm gonna go check on the mansion we won uh in a competition that they didn't enter. But yeah, sorry again, I'm tired. So yeah, so Luigi decided to tell Rose about it, but after a few hours of not hearing from either of them, Rose decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go check in on what is even going on. And that's when she saw Luigi at the very front of the mansion's gates, uh, being an absolute mess. He was crying, blaming himself, uh, like, just. Yeah. And Rose, being the absolute kind hearted person she is, she immediately ran over to Luigi and asked him what was wrong, and then he told her what happened, which is that he failed to save Mario. Initially, Rose was, of course, shocked to learn this information, but she didn't blame Luigi, even though he thought that she would hate him. So, yeah, but they do actually end up getting through it. Like it said in the reaction video, it was like something along the lines of like, Luigi, I don't hate you. I never will. We're siblings. We will make it through this together. And they sure did. They decided, you know what? Let's do this together. Even though Mario's gone, his legacy is not. Let's continue to protect the Mushroom Kingdom at any cost. And yeah, they stood strong, and even though they were still mourning, they still kept a legacy of what the family, or what Mario basically left behind for the family. And I'd bet that Mario was proud of him for that. Moving on to the IHateYou.exe universe, which also, if you haven't heard of it, I don't even know what to say to you at this point. So, initially, just like in the regular universe, Rose ends up working for Bowser, but it's for an entirely different reason. So in the normal universe, Rose sort of, after an argument with Mario, she ran away from home to just try to regain herself, but she ended up uh accidentally falling somewhere in a forest and then losing consciousness and then waking up in Bowser's capture. But in this one, she willingly uh joined him. Where, yes, just like Luigi, ended up being jealous of Mario and decided, you know what? If Mario wants to be the hero so badly, I guess I'll take the villain role instead. So, yeah. And then after maybe like I don't even know how long it would be, but maybe like a week or so. Rose working for Bowser, Luigi also joined her on her little. You know what? If I can be the hero, I'll just be the villain. Thing, and that's how it happens. Moving on again. There's the not so much talked about Thalassophobia, aka the Thalassophobia song, aka the L is real in Super Mario 64, which basically explains itself. Luigi is always is theorized to be in the fountain in 64 because people thought that the sign above the fountain said L is real. And yeah, it's essentially that, where it's just a normal game, but just with a rose, really. Many people have been asking me about Apparition as a song. I don't really have much to say about it because, well, it's just something that happens. Again, it's in 64, so I guess there's not much to say about it. And then we have Turmoil. Oh, that little guy. So, yeah, when Rose first encountered Turmoil, she obviously thought it was just regular Mario. And once she removed his hat that he had on, she realized that he stumbled across that a fruit that was feared in almost all kingdoms. But she knew that it wasn't terrible. Even though he may have been, a carnivore eating animals and stuff, he only really did it to bad guys. So, yeah. She was pretty calm about learning it for some reason. Apparently she knew something about it. I wouldn't be surprised if she already had studied about it. She's quite smart. Not me. Carnation Day, the rum that is to be feared when mentioned, with Carnation Peach, aka just the. It's pretty simple here. Mario has gone missing in a forest, and Rose decides to go look for him and ends up being hunted down by Carnation. Just because Rose is a girl and Carnation thought that she was a challenge to her character, I guess. I don't know. I haven't fully come up with a story, but that might be what I have to roll with. Bad day cells. Yep, those little trolls. It's pretty essential. Mario, Luigi, Rose all play pranks and torment people for the fun of it. And even sometimes Sometimes they even play little pranks on each other, but that's just the usual sibling teasing. It's not much. It's like with what happened in the reaction video where Mario ends up kicking a shell in my character's face, but then Luigi ends up making Mario trip with a banana peel. So yeah, that's essentially just that. The universe where everyone is an edgy teenager. As someone who is a teenager, I can definitely agree to this. I am so edgy. Yeah, so essentially, again, they are all still siblings. It's pretty normal, except Rose does not appreciate Mario's behavior with what he does, and also just how he treats Luigi by absolutely disrespecting him. So she doesn't like Mario, she likes Luigi, and she's also like one of those semi stereotypical mean girls. But she does have a kind heart when it comes to her brother. Luigi, that is. Not Mario. She almost hates him. Secret histories. Ah, yeah, that's one. MASH really did a good job making the Secret Histories universe. So I try to make mine a bit almost the same, but just with my character in it. So there's like some competition between Rose's company and Mario's company. Uh so like yeah, they're considered rivals like, and they are, if you put them in the same room, they'd be at each other's necks almost the entire time. They don't like each other. And then we have um the Mario that I am too afraid to mention because I am a bit paranoid that I might get cancelled if I do. Which is why I didn't feature him, because I just sort of want to keep things a bit, you know, I want to keep things like under 18 plus, but like over 13 plus here. So, eh, that's why it wasn't there. Power Star. Yep. The universe where Mario gets possessed by ghosts and goes after the Power Stars and kills anyone who gets in his way. Pretty self explanatory. Rose working for Bowser yet again, and because she never really stood in their way, she sort of just let them do what they wanted. They had a new appreciation for her, just being like, hey, she's someone we don't actually have to kill. It's not like they really wanted to kill her anyway, because she was always fairly nice to them, even before when they possessed Mario. Because she used to always try to treat Bowser's minions a bit more nicely than Bowser would, and definitely gained a sort of reputation as sort of the like comfort, uh, like the comfort side. You'd definitely be able to get a bit more like assistance when you have her around. Game Boy, aka Golden Was it on the Game Boy? I have no idea. I might be completely incorrect. I don't remember what system it was on. I am not a really big uh Mario fan, but I am enough uh fan which I can consider myself as a fan, so yeah. GB, just sort of taking in random victims, hoping that one day he'll get to enter reality. Same goes for Rose. She ended up going into the yeah, she ended up getting into the game and then had to face against GB for a good while, and is probably still being tormented till this day. No party. Hello, Gino. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory again. The gang is being accused that they pirated the Mario Party games, or the Mario Party DS game, and yeah, they're being interrogated by DJ Hullabaloo, aka Juno. He's voiced by Juno, which I find mighty impressive. Good job, mate. Paranoia. There's not much to say about it. It's sort of like with GB, where it's just sort of Rose just appears just for him to torment her for a good while before she leaves again. And he ends up tormenting her by showing uh her best friend uh being sort of just like dead, I guess. I don't know. It's at least setting to at least semi torment her by using her friend as a use of that. And then comes the song, or the place where I am not even in it. Overdue. Where instead of me doing it, just like in the actual mod, it is someone else, which would be Stormy in this case. And very conveniently, he also has spiked hair, just like Pico, which is also kind of a main reason why I did it, and also just because, I just thought it would be fun if I added someone else for Overdue. And it's really just like, yeah, Stormy just appears for a good while, gets tormented by Too Late, Mr. L, and yes, then manages to escape. And last, but actually not least, but last in the Hellish Heights world is Lucas, Rosie, and MX. Lucas and Rosie are siblings, and quite young at that. Lucas is maybe around 8, 9 years old. Meanwhile, Rose is about 12. She's a bit older than Lucas, but yeah, Rosie actually, was just going along with her usual bouts until she realized that Lucas was not in the house. And she was worried a bit because he almost never just disappears without saying anything. And a few days later, when he hadn't appeared at any point, that's when she really started to freak out. And it turns out that that was because MX dragged Lucas into the game and started tormenting him there. And then eventually Rose opened up the same game, and the same thing happened to her, where she saw her own brother actually just dead. Yikesy. I never really decided to make an AU for Classified Castle songs. And even if I did, I probably would not be able to mentally do it. Like, I tried, but I just couldn't really find anything to add without it being weird. That's why I semi-skipped it. And then we reach the ending point with Unbeatable and All Stars. There's not much to say about it because, yeah, in All Stars, it's basically just like, Ultra is just basically trying to, again, get out of the game that he was trapped in. Probably for good reasons. I don't know. But, yeah, I hope that explains a bit more about my characters and stuff. Or at least a bit more about the AUs and what I was trying to do from my perspective. This was really interesting to make, because I just sort of decided for funsies just to try and see what I would be like in those universes. So, like, I try to make my character as, like, what I thought I'd be like. This is obviously not of course canon. This is more my universe, but I hope you enjoyed either way. Thanks for listening this far, and have a wonderful new year.